Thank you, sir.
Alright, well.
Alright. Oh, you want to go ahead.
What's up? Welcome back
Yo.
to Decade 3. I'm Kayla.
I'm Alifa.
And we are Decade 3.
This is Roxy.
This is Roxy. Say hello, Roxy.
Hi, Roxy.
We are not necessarily prepared to have guests because we only have 2 mics, but we're going to share this and we're going to make it work because Roxy's just interesting.
Yeah. So, it is now 2023, you feel me? It is
6 days deep.
6 days deep into the new year, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, really. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I mean, like, the New Year's is really not that deep to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, cool on New Year's Eve going into it, but then after that, it's just, like, a continuation of life. Like, it's not too deep.
Okay.
How about you?
I feel alright so far.
Yeah?
It's cool.
Okay.
But, how was 2022 for you guys?
Real quick, though, let's let Roxy introduce herself and then we get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, say whatever it is you want to say. Come closer, though. So we can share it.
You're so low down though, so.
There you go.
Yeah. Alright, I'm Roxy. I'm from South Africa, Joburg in particular. And yeah, I mean 2023 has been good so far. It's been interesting. But yeah, 2022. Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting?
It has.
What's been interesting about it? It's only 6 days deep. Please do tell.
Well, you know, like, I think that there's always an energy at the beginning of the year. Like, people have this drive, and then you kind of see what's
You
important.
kind of see it fade away in the next week.
But you see where their intentions are right in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to do this with my life, and I'm going to do that. So it tells you a lot about what's important to them without actually, whether or not they get to it by the end of the year is another thing, but yeah.
Cool. Alright. Well, she introduced herself, so what was your question?
How was you guys like a 2022? Like, how was 2022 for you?
It was cool. I started working at the place that I'm currently working. It was really interesting. I got to make some really cool friends. I did my half marathon here, and that was really interesting. I was really proud of it as well because, like, I was hurt while I did it, so I was like, yeah, I'm kind of a little badass, a little bit. So it was a good year. I think that I had a lot of things that I felt like I accomplished, which is nice.
She said she did her first half marathon. If y'all actually listened to us when I did a half marathon, she's who I did it with. So yeah, I just wanted to put that in perspective of how we know each other. We work together, we've run together, and it looks like now we are friends. Is that a good way? Is that a good thing to say? We're friends?
Yeah, I think so. Otherwise it would be awkward if we weren't friends. I don't think.
True. Well, I mean, I can say we're coworkers, but how was your 2022, Alifa?
I think it was decent. I don't think it was great, but it wasn't like the worst. It was decent. It was cool. You feel me?
Yeah.
It was like a neutral year.
Okay,
we're gonna dive deeper into that a little bit later, but for the sake,
what do you think that there were any like themes that ran across the whole year for you?
I don't know if there were any themes that run across. I think just some things I tried to focus on a lot more this year was just I guess myself, and that's kind of like even for like 2023. Even though we'll talk about 2023 after 22. I'm still trying to keep like that same train of thought. But 2022, I was just trying to like focus on myself for real, and just I really was trying to work very hard on being like productive and being having like a consistent productive schedule. You know, I feel like I tried to work big on that, and then like just exploring things that I like doing like by myself kind of thing. You know, so it was a big year of me and myself kind of thing, and I want to keep that going. Huh?
What are those things you like doing by yourself?
So definitely just I feel like going out just like in nature kind of, and just like I don't know. I'd be like I've gone to like do forest, things like that, and just like chill, and just be out there and like take everything in for real. I think I like that. I do, and just like trying some. I like adventuring too, just like in like the city, exploring and like figuring out new shops and like things that you would never like find out if you never just like randomly was just, you know what I'm saying, walking and exploring and shit. So shit like that, and then reading too. Before this year I hadn't touched a book in forever, unless if it was for like school or something beforehand. But like reading for myself, you know what I'm saying? Like reading because I wanted to read and learn more and shit like that. I think I definitely tapped in more so into that. I'm really big on learning. I love to like learn and just like, you know, anything that's like new to me. You feel me? I just love to learn. So like reading was big this year too. I definitely started reading and, you know, got a fucking library card for the first time in like 10 years. So
yeah, that's dope.
So I would say that was a theme for 2022. I guess like self. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
My 2022, I didn't really think about it as in depth as both of them, but it was a cool year. I'm trying to think. I did accomplish some things that was challenging, and that was the half marathon that I ran over here with Roxy. And the reason it was challenging is just because sometimes I struggle with being disciplined with things, and so the fact that me and her were able to consistently go out and train, run it, even through like some bullshit, like her being hurt, barely getting any sleep, didn't have my pre-workout because I'm a crackhead. It was freezing, we were late. Like through all the BS, we were still able to run it and finish. And even though we didn't do it in the time that we anticipated, mostly because she was hurt, I'm not blaming her, but I'm just saying I was like
That's the fact.
That's this is what it is. I can't tell you if we would have made it in the time, you know, if she wasn't hurt, but we'd definitely been a lot closer. So mostly because she was hurt, I'm just happy that I got out there and ran. We ran the whole thing, bro, without stopping. And I told you guys in the previous pod, like, I feel like I was hit by a truck, but I was more elated with the fact that I was able to finish. So little things like that. I moved into this place in 2022, which was cool only because it kind of solidified to myself that I was able to take care of myself. So the last place when me and Alifa first started our pod, I was in my last place, which was a studio. And when I had got the studio, I remember my mindset was just like, yo, I was living on my own for the first time, so I am trying to find the least expensive thing that I can find. And so I found that, and it was nice, and I thought it was a nice studio. It was at the same place, but I was able to get a bigger place that I was actually a little bit more happy
like what
about.
You wanted, more so wanted.
Yeah, like having more space, more so, like you said, of what I wanted, and it kind of just solidifies to myself that honestly, like, this adulting shit, I'm like real good at. Like I'm really fucking good at it, and I can take care of myself. I don't necessarily need help. We talked about this in other pods, but I was also proud of myself for that. Yeah. So some small things.
What was your theme of 2022, Roxy?
I always just kind of, I'm kind of like you. I just like doing things and experiencing things and learning new things. So whenever I get interested in the subject, I'll kind of do a deep dive into it.
Okay.
And I'll kind of like learn everything that I want to know about it. And so I felt like last year was a little bit about kind of learning and growing and more around, I kind of also allowing myself to be happy, because I would always prioritize other people's happiness over my own.
Okay.
Yeah, but last year I was like, alright, cool, well, I can also be happy. And it's one of those, like, I can't fill other people's cup if my cup is empty.
Okay.
So it's about how to refill my cup and like prioritizing things that I wanted to do and not necessarily feeling guilty about it.
That's nice. Okay. A lot of people have that. Well, I feel like people that like have that challenge with them, like they usually have like a really big heart, cause it's. But the thing about, cause I feel like I got a big heart too, but I guess I like at least no, I'm very much so like in control of like my emotions and things like that. So it's like with having like a big heart, I feel like it's a blessing and a curse. That's the two things that it comes with. So it's like if you give too much, people, you know what I'm saying, and especially the people that you're not supposed to be giving to, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna take advantage of that shit for real. And that's where like the curse is, because you have such a big heart, you want to help each and every person that you run across, but it's not for everybody to fucking experience.
Yeah.
It's not.
And the thing is, like, people don't necessarily even want to, like, they're not trying to take advantage of you. It's just that the nature is like, well, yeah, let me just do this for you, and let me do that for you. So it's like you create a rod for your own back because you're like, I wanna do these things and I wanna do whatever. So it's not like they're asking, you're constantly offering, and then at some point you're
it's like slowly running yourself down,
yeah,
kind of. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That was the worst transition.
Sticking with 2022, we'll get to 2023 in the second half.
Yeah,
we're 6 days in this bitch. Like, it's
go.
not that deep. What was your biggest takeaway, I guess, from 2022 until now? It's for both of you guys. So whoever wants to go first.
Biggest takeaway. I think one thing is like patience, cause like sometimes you have like very high goals or aspirations and shit like that, and maybe you might not reach all of them immediately. You feel me? Cause I don't feel like I reached each and every goal that I wanted to reach this year. You know what I'm saying? So, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just patience and being okay with where you're at, and just having confidence about where you're going. Just believing in yourself, and just like being. I think patience was one thing that I definitely took from 22, because I definitely didn't achieve and hit everything I wanted to, but I still made progress. You feel me? It still fucking counts, and I just gotta be patient and keep working. Yeah.
I think it's probably confidence, honestly, because I historically have always put my self-worth on external factors, you know, like on how well I did at school, how well I did with like college and work and people and all that type of stuff, and it was about how I love myself regardless, and how I am confident in myself regardless of what like external things are happening at the time. What do I think?
For me, it's going to kind of sound similar to Alifa's with the patience thing, and like learning to, and I'm not good at it yet, but it's something that I've like acknowledged and know it's maybe a focus for 2023, I guess. But even before 2023, like, it's been a focus. Exercise patience in everything. So whether that's like difficult conversations or waiting for my goals to be met, that, and also taking like accountability, right? So like I can want whatever I want, but like depending on what I do, that's gonna determine how quickly I get it or how I do it. Mm-hmm. So like patience is kind of weird. Discipline. Because like you have to be active, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to like go for stuff. It's really more so like not focusing so much on the outcome. And we actually had a conversation about that the other day at work, where I'm in sales. I know I've told you guys before, but like I felt like I did one of my greatest pitches ever, and like the person didn't buy. But honestly, I was just like happy that my pitch was so great. So like focusing on the work and then being patient that like the more work that you put in, it'll come to fruition. And so yeah, like it's a mix between patience and not worrying about the outcome, and I forgot what I just said. Patience, not worrying about the outcome, and then whatever it was I just
Basically
said 3 minutes ago.
Basically,
Doing actually
like the work, putting it like putting in action towards what
putting
you want
action
to happen.
into it, and also like being honest with yourself about like if I'm tripping because I feel like my goals haven't been met yet, actually look at yourself and be like, do you feel like you've even done enough work for your goals? Because some people will be thinking like, yo, I've done this and that and this, but like, is that realistically enough work for what your goals are? And sometimes it is, but then that's where you have to exercise more patience, and sometimes it's not, and that's when you have to exercise the more doing the work and being disciplined. So just kind of figuring out what makes sense to focus on for you, like you in that moment, and being honest with yourself.
Yeah, patience and discipline. And with the your pitch shit, I totally understand because I had
because you was doing
I had a
that.
sales job this year. That shit, I get it, but that shit sucks. But like, it feels good to damn. Like I just said it like that, and I just like, you feel me? I hit all the fucking key points. I get what you're saying.
And the dope part that you learn with sales, and it's with anything, but like at work, one thing that I have learned with sales is because I'm constantly having to speak to people and try to sell to them, is that like repetition is key, right? Because like I've been working at the place I've been working for a year, but I've been in sales for maybe like 3.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, that shit was hard as hell. And then like now, I don't think it's that hard, but I mean, also the place I work at is also just easy to sell.
Yeah.
But from a year, like, it hasn't been that hard because I'm so used to doing it. Right? And so if you take that, like if I watched it, I've done better from day one to, like I started in last December, so I looked at like what I made in last December versus what I made in this December, and there's an obvious difference. And so if you take that and you apply it to everything else in life, and you realize that like just doing things over and over and over again, in a year's time, there will always be an obvious difference. And we can look at it with our pod. Like, our first ones fucking sucked so bad.
Ass, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm so embarrassed of them. And now, like, I'm less embarrassed.
You sit down tomorrow and watch that first pod we did, and then watch the pod we're doing now. So
much different. And, like, the thing is, honestly, like, we still come in without a plan. And one, y'all should always plan.
Yeah,
so
honestly, maybe 2023 we plan like a. I mean, that shit probably will be fire for real.
No, for real. But even without us planning and doing some of the stuff that we should do, from day one to this pod, which is like pod 15, 16, because some of them didn't come out, maybe even 20, we're so much better, bro. So much better. And that's just a matter of like doing it over and over and over again.
That's a fact.
But do you think that it's just about simple repetition, or do you think there's also an aspect of you need to actually want to improve and practice improving instead of just doing the same thing?
Oh, thank you. I didn't hear what you said because I was focused on listening. I think it's both. Like, I think there is something to, and that's why I said, like, the fact that we don't have an outline and stuff. Like, there is something to being intentional. But, like, just also the fact that you're doing something over and over again. It's like, if you don't want to run, but you're in 8th grade, right? Let's say we're in 8th grade. And in 8th grade out here, we have PE. I don't know if you had PE in 8th grade. And we would have to run a mile every Friday. I never wanted to do that shit. But my mile from the first mile we did to the last mile we did got better because I was doing it every Friday as opposed to never doing it at all. So simple repetition will make you better. But also, it might speed up the process to be a little bit more intentional about the things that you're also, like the things that you want to improve on, right? So I do think repetition by itself will make you a better whatever the hell you want to be.
No,
like, even think about basketball. Like, if I shoot the basketball 30 times, or 130 times, I'm going to be better. Even if I just shot it 5 times with intention, shooting it 130 times, naturally, you're just going to be better. Because I think that, and I'm going to be quiet after this, so I've been talking for a while. I do think that when you're doing something over and over and over again, you naturally just tweak what you're doing, right? Even if you're not thinking about it, I think that you will just tweak what you're doing. Even like think about running again. If we're running a mile every week over and over again, even if we don't go and Google how do you get better at running a mile and try to like apply those things, naturally we'll get better at running the mile. Like the time will shorten because of the consistency and the discipline and the repetition. But then when you put in intention, I think that you reach a whole new level of like getting better. And I could be wrong, but that's just like what I've experienced in myself.
Yeah, I think that's a fact.
No, I think that there's like some things, like what you said, obviously aerobic exercises and stuff like that, your body just gets better at dealing with things. But I think that some stuff you can do over and over again and just create bad habits instead of, that's like if someone's driving a car incorrectly for 3 years, they're never gonna be better at driving poorly. They're just gonna be more shit, and it's gonna be difficult to untrain them how to do those bad behaviors. So I think there's some stuff, and I think for the most part, just repetition will help you. But I think for some things that are more maybe like behavior driven, or like if you just really suck at doing something and you do it over and over again, then that doesn't necessarily make you better. It just makes you very good at doing it that particular way. That doesn't yield a better outcome.
I think that I think you still get better, but maybe not to like an extent of like where like it's impactful and shit. I think like for the example that you said, like let's say like somebody was like a bad driver and like that's how they fucking drive, and they've been driving bad or like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, for like 3 years. I think they would still be a better driver than like somebody that's driving correctly and great for 6 months straight. That's my opinion on it, but because it's, even though they're like driving
I see what you mean.
incorrectly or whatever, they still have that repetition. They have more experience doing that shit regardless. Even though they're doing it like poorly or like at a low fucking, you know what I'm saying? They still, compared to somebody that's been doing it like intentionally and correctly for like this amount of time, this amount of repetition, they still have collected more like experience. Regardless if it's like they're unaware of it or not, I feel like shit like that still happens, you feel me?
I have a good example, and you don't know American sports that well, but there's this one dude in the NBA. Well, I don't even think he's in the NBA anymore, but his name was Sean Marion. I can't remember the team he played for. I want to say it was the Florida Magic, like whatever Magic.
Orlando. Yeah.
Orlando Magic. And he had a terrible shot. Like his shot, like, so when you play basketball, you want a full extension. His shot was like this. It was ugly as hell. And if I'm not mistaken, because that's his shot, and he consistently practiced it, granted it was incorrect, and he could have had a better percentage with it being correct, and that's where the intention comes in. His free throw percentage was not terrible because he got so used to doing it this way, and even though it was wrong, he perfected it being wrong. And so his free throw percentage was not bad, even though there was a better way to shoot free throws where he could have had a higher free throw. But I also think, like when I said, hey, once we put intention in the things we're doing and repetition, you get a better outcome than just having repetition or even just having intention. Because I can have all the intention in the world, but if I practice something once every month, then what? And I can have all the discipline in the world and do something every day for a month. I think I will come out more on top than what I would have came out practicing it once a month.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It makes sense. I just think about, there were times when, like, you know, in bed, you have people who have certain skills and not. And, like, some people, it honestly doesn't matter how many times they do the wrong thing. If they don't make those small tweaks, and I think it's, like, comes down to, you assume that people will naturally make like little tweaks in order to improve themselves, right? So the person who was, I already forgot his name, who was doing this, there would be small tweaks that he would have made to make it more effective, as opposed to just like doing the exact same thing. But if you're not making those small tweaks, wherever it be, like like subconsciously or not. But I get it, it makes sense.
Yeah. You have anything to say about that?
No, I mean, I agree with everything now. Not now.
Anything else about 2022? We should.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we should go down, maybe like top 3 things that happened for us in 2022 that we're like happy about, maybe appreciative of, or we enjoyed, like a great experience, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Some highlights, but this is like
Highlights,
no particular fucking order because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's not like this is my best and
We don't
might,
outline, guys,
you
so
feel
we
me?
didn't think about this previously.
Yeah, I might
And,
have
you know,
an even better one off camera. You know what I'm saying? I think driving, I guess, in my car, that was definitely a big thing this year.
You were driving before?
Yeah, nah, I didn't have a car before, so I bought my first car this year. So that is definitely a fucking highlight.
Have you done a road trip yet?
Slightly.
kind of.
Slightly. But I mean, I did a road trip before having a car too, though. So I mean, that's another one, I guess. A road trip to Florida from North Carolina.
Miami? Oh, no, this when you went to Tampa?
Nah, Fort Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So
Okay.
Where
yeah.
did you stop? Did you stop? I know, I asked a lot of questions. Straight shot.
It's cool. I wasn't driving. I was sleeping in the car.
This guy.
My friends were fucking driving.
Okay.
But I mean, it still kind of was a fucking road trip. I was there. But definitely that. I think it's like a 9-hour drive. But I think that was, I don't know. It wasn't really like when we were there. I wouldn't say it was like a fucking highlight, but it happened. You know, that's something that happened. I was in Florida again this year. Let's see. She trying to. One more. I want to say one more. I guess it was a neutral fucking year for me. But even though I already said it before, it was. I mean, it was big for me still. Reading again, you feel me? I think that was. I really enjoyed getting back into that for myself, not for like, you know what I'm saying, studying or other people, like reading again. That'd be my third one.
Oh, me? I asked the question, so I feel like I should go last.
That's for last.
Alright, so an important thing for me was I was running, I was training, and I just got a lot of joy from that. I really enjoyed doing, running just gives me a lot of peace and solace in general. And then doing the half marathon, which is like setting a goal, meeting it. So,
Fucking half marathon is like the NBA, like the Super Bowl for runners in it.
The marathon.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Like a super marathon.
Just let it ride, bro. What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
Damn, let that shit ride.
No, it's the marathon, actually. You're wrong. I'm so sorry. The half marathon was like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I stamped that.
Shit, she's a runner. She loves running. That shit must have been like.
And it was so much
Fucking
fun.
amazing.
And like, it was actually cool to see how competitive you got. Because like, I remember when I did my one previously, I would pick out random people and be like, I'm gonna beat that particular person. And like, there was this group of like walk runners that were
competitive.
yeah. And then she was like, we can't lose to these people. Fuck these people. So we were like,
Oh yeah, I think
speed
he
up.
Yeah.
He was like an old lady or some shit.
Oh, we beat the old lady, though.
We did.
It was a few people that we was just like, I'm not listening
Fuck
to those people because, and she was a walk runner too. That old lady you're
She
talking
was a
about.
what runner?
So like she would walk for 5 minutes, run for 5 minutes, walk for 5 minutes. So we would like get
She was
ahead of
keeping up
her.
with y'all walking?
No, honestly, like we would get ahead of her. But the thing is, when you're only running
she
for
put
5
the boosters
minutes,
on. She was.
Yeah.
when you're only running for 5 minutes, you can go faster than like if you're running the whole thing. So she definitely would catch back up to us, and then we would beat her, and she'd pass us, and so forth. And I was
She was
like,
fucking-
losing to this old ass
That's
lady.
She was playing mind games with y'all.
No, yeah,
I'm
she
gonna let
was
y'all
saying-
think y'all. I'm gonna chill right now. Let y'all and then bam, on your ass again.
No, for real. We kept saying like, you're good. She was like, oh, but I'm not as good as you guys. I'll never beat you guys. The bitch kept
fuck
beating
that
us.
shit.
Oh, I couldn't stand her.
Hell no.
We beat her though. I just want y'all to know. We beat her.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I would have for sure. Did y'all see her after the race?
Oh no, we beat her right at the end.
Oh,
We
so
saw
she was
her at the
there?
end.
Yeah.
And we was gonna like
I
run
for
inward.
sure would have talked shit.
We was
There's
gonna
no
like,
way.
I was like, we should just finish together. And then
Hell
we beat
no,
her.
fuck that. Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, no.
I would have been like, hey, you did it. You know, you tried. You know, at least you finished.
Not the
Behind-
penny shots.
behind
That's-
me.
Y'all can finish. I'm gonna just use the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then, I started doing, so I'm interested in like acting and shit. So
Oh shit.
I took a class.
Sorry.
I must be close.
Me too.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, dead space, innit?
Yeah, it was empty.
Gotcha. We here.
Alright.
She's gonna be back in like 30 seconds, so we just did
And
all
she
this.
can-
Just sit there.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, alright, cool.
And I did an acting class, and that was really
Acting.
cool.
How was that?
It was dope actually, cause like they had us do like a monologue, a commercial, like take pictures and walk and shit. So it was really interesting. And then I think the most daunting part for me was like if I'd speak about it because I didn't really speak about it to anyone.
Yeah.
So if I did, they were like, "Oh, let's see your monologue," and I'm like,
Oh, they put you on the spot. and shit.
"Yeah." I'm like, "All right." So I showed it to him. Like, you need to go away, or I need to go away.
Yeah.
Because I can't watch me doing this because I'm gonna get all flustered and hot and warm, and I'm already warm talking about it. But
Nah, you gotta talk your shit. I'm like, you wanna see this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm killing shit. You can't do this. Nah, I talk shit though.
No,
Cause I'm competitive as fuck too, so I'm
No.
like, you can't do this shit.
Hella competitive.
but you know what? It was so cool though because whenever I did, they'd be like, "Oh, that was so cool." I'm like, "Oh, yay!"
Well,
They
they,
get all
you know,
excited.
I mean, everybody gave that same reaction, huh?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. No, but they were like.
they were genuine.
Well, I mean, Kayla saw one. You saw my monologue.
Hmm?
I was just talking about my monologue.
Some people, I
Yeah.
feel, even though like it feels bad sometimes, I be wanting people to be like, fuck
You said I haven't showed you my monologue?
brutally fucking honest.
She's
Like
so
if I'm
sad.
ass, tell me I'm ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel bad, but like, you feel me?
No,
I
no,
appreciate
Let me
it.
know. Let me know
If-
if I really try to do this.
I feel like
Yeah.
no, I feel like if I do some shit and everybody come to be like, yeah, bro, somebody's fucking lying.
That's what I'm saying.
Cause there's no fucking way that shit was
Or I
that
must be
fire.
LeBron James of this shit.
There's just no fucking way. But
Yeah.
okay.
No, like I'm also the same. I'm like, I'd rather you tell me so that I can improve, because
Yeah.
otherwise, then what is the point
Mhm.
of this? But, I mean, you can. How was my monologue? Be honest.
Shit.
Roxy is honestly my favorite actress.
Oh, whatever.
And
Shit.
for real, I tell her all the time at work, like, yo, you're my favorite actress. And sure, I could be biased because we're friends and stuff, but I also feel like she's my favorite actress because there is something to an actor about that they have to take from their actual personal lives that they bring to the stage. And so since for the past 6 months, 7 months maybe, I've gotten a chance to learn about her as a person. There is something like when she's acting that I can see
Okay.
that she can pull from her actual life to bring to the stage. So she's my favorite actor.
So
because-
you see like people's personality sometimes too, within like their acting. I
definitely.
I had no clue about like acting and monologue.
Well,
I took like one theater class in fucking high school, and it was
Well, sometimes
terrible.
with acting, you have to evoke emotions from an experience, and everybody doesn't like act this way, but some actors do. You evoke emotions from an experience that you've been through,
yeah.
and so when you're calling on those emotions, even though you're acting it out in a storyline, there are real emotions,
Yeah.
right? And so that's how you get realism. Like it feels real.
Okay.
So some people do that. So, and I could be wrong. Maybe that's not even her acting method, but I just assume that that's something that she does. Maybe she's just skilled and knows how to act.
So
Anywho, she's my favorite actress because she's my friend, and also when she's a millionaire, I also don't want her to. I want her to know that she's always been my favorite actress, and she can be there for me.
Share
No, I'm
the
just
wealth.
playing. Share the wealth. I'm just playing.
But
She's really good.
Put me on the spot.
She's
though,
really
bro.
good. Literally, really fucking good, and she should I've convinced her to start posting her monologues on YouTube.
TikTok.
I think she's only done one.
Oh,
TikTok is like the new shit, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's like where people are really blowing up now, huh?
Heck yeah. And it's like fucking easy to just like swipe and see people. But yeah, maybe she should start posting them on TikTok, really.
2023, post
But-
the monologue.
Peep, she was talking all that shit about how I don't let any of my coworkers watch my acting. I mean, not my acting, my pod, our pod.
Yeah.
She doesn't really let people watch her acting, so I was just like, oh.
You made me do it at work. Like, she was just like...
She performed at work one time, and she can cry on the spot. Do it right now. Not swear.
Can she really though?
Bro, she's really
Like
an
tears?
actress. She's really an actress.
Bro, how the fuck do you do that?
No,
That's
she's
like
really
impossible.
good. That's what I'm saying. It's
That's
crazy. She's good. So yeah, she's a good actress. Alright.
I wouldn't trust you in a relationship. She can cry on. Fuck no. I would be.
Could you imagine her fake crying? Just to
Nah,
get
nah.
right?
That like if she cried, I'd be like, nigga.
This
I would
a
be like,
talent.
you serious? Nah.
It's not real raw
Fuck.
emotion.
I would be a terrible boyfriend if she like that. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel you. Nah, she can
But,
act.
nah, that's dope.
I
That's
don't know
tough.
what I was talking about.
Do you think that, like, actors and actresses kind of don't believe each other sometimes? In relationships where they're like, yeah, I don't know.
I'm saying though, cause you can really do that shit and be like realistic as fuck. Nah, bro, I would have trust issues.
They're probably the best lighters.
Yeah, nah, they have to be. They're fucking.
Can you even really
actors,
trust
man.
an actor or
That's
actress? That's a real question.
Like, what's like your real personality for real?
You know what I'm saying? That's scary.
You don't even know your friend for real. She's playing her part right now
I
to the T, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, are you really my friend?
Like,
Really?
shit's crazy.
I don't even know. You're right. I'm gonna. Wow. Okay.
But 2022, right? But I mean, you guys just said something new that. Well, you said something new you tried. You definitely did a marathon before. What's something new that you tried in 2022?
Yeah, I think it was like the whole acting thing, because I think because it was so important to me, I was kind of worried to get into it because I felt like if I had failed, then I was a failure and this was something that was important. Like, I don't mind doing, I will always say, like, I'll try anything once, twice if I like it.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool, but if something's really important to me and then I don't make it, and it's like, fuck, I'm not good enough, and like, this is my whole life, like, this is my whole dream,
That is your passion.
and I failed, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck now? So that was really big for me to do this year.
How do you feel about? Because I know we talked about this before on one podcast. How do you feel about like pursuing your passion but like as a career? Like how do you like decide when to like fucking like do that, or when to like, or to be like, no, I'm gonna slowly work on it but have like a job that's consistent? Like, when do you fucking decide to be like, I'm all in? Like, you know what I'm saying?
We didn't talk about that. Kinda. We talked about it, but it was like from a point of view of somebody who was in a relationship and has like something to, has
it was like a
things
guy.
that they have to uphold,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you obviously couldn't just like risk everything and focus on your career in certain situations. But if you're a single person and you're by like, and all you have to do is take care of yourself, then that's a little bit different of a circumstance. So yeah,
but it's real as fuck though. Like, I think a lot of people go through that.
Yeah.
Having like their passion and then being like in the real world and like having to really like decide.
What is the real world? Everything's a fucking simulation.
Oh my goodness.
Here I go.
Elon
Wasn't that
Musk
one of your
ass.
podcasts?
You definitely you listen to that one too?
No.
Wait.
You say
She
like
just
constantly.
stopped.
Like she didn't listen to no,
She-
but she's like, oh, that was definitely another one of yours, huh? You listen to all of
I
these.
didn't listen to it, but I saw it like on
Is this
your...
even real? And I bitched because I was like, yo, one podcast, me and Alifa was talking about simulation theory, and then this nigga got a book about simulation theory and was
Like,
all
you don't
into
listen
it.
to me?
While she was
Yeah,
talking about
believe
it, I
it,
was like,
whatever.
whatever. Like, fuck that shit. But then like I got the book, and then I was like, dude, Bro,
Did you know? Like, oh nigga.
that shit like was making sense. Nah. That you still gotta read that book.
I
2023.
I might buy it. I need to buy it.
Please read.
You have so many
I'll buy it
books.
for you. 2023.
Y'all heard that.
Oh fuck.
Buy it for me for real.
Wait, the camera's on still?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
buy that for me because I do. No,
Fuck it.
honestly, the book when you were
No,
describing
that's-
it sounded really good.
Nah, I'll get it for you for sure.
Love a friend with money.
2023.
But I think that's interesting point of like when to go for your passion and when not to. Because some people will say you need to go all in and you can't have that safety net because then you literally put your all into it, you know.
Yeah.
And there's been so many comedians like Tiffany Haddish, like she was sleeping in a car for a long time, and like that was her whole thing. Like this was her life. And a lot of people, they're like, that's what pushed me through because I didn't have a plan B. And then you have the more conservative view of like, all right, cool, well, no one wants to be homeless.
Yeah.
So have something, work on the side, do your thing. Once it starts kicking off, then, all right, cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of celebrities and motherfuckers that made it and went through like shit to make it, they're all like, this is the only fucking way to make it. You gotta go all in or nothing. But they're only saying that because they went all in and made it. What if they went all in and that shit didn't fucking work out? You know what I'm saying? And they had to keep pushing. But if you go all in and fail, you can still get to that fucking point. You know what I'm saying? But you still gotta like keep pushing, maybe in other like more conventional ways and shit like that, to still get to that point. But like people, I don't know, that shit annoying to me. Celebrities that make it, and then they're like, this is the only way. You gotta no plan B. What the fuck? What do you mean?
Our cameraman can tell you. We went to Cali in February, and he was responsible for the Airbnb, and he got an Airbnb right around the corner from Skid Row.
Oh shit!
So like, there are so many people who like try to do the Tiffany Haddish thing. By the way, Skid Row's in LA, right? So there's people in LA who come out there who try to do the like, I'm gonna go all in and I'm going to make it because I heard Tiffany Haddish say that this is what you have to do to make it. And not just Tiffany Haddish, but insert celebrity here or person who made it here. Yo, that's not always the fucking outcome. Like Alifa was saying,
like the exceptions, bro.
There are like towns, and I'm talking towns. I'm not talking about just like a couple of people. There are towns of people. They call it tent city for a reason. It's because all these homeless people who came here with a dream and said they're gonna go all in, was gonna make it, have their own fucking city. And he was there on the 4th of July. You saw them motherfuckers with the little grill outside grilling.
I'm not gonna lie.
He was like, yo.
They made homeless look lit. I ain't lying. They made homeless look lit. I was like, someone had mansions of tents. Like,
bro,
it was like a mansion full of tents.
So the point is, like, Alifa saying, like, everybody doesn't make it. So when you hear people say these stories, you're hearing it from the people who make it. Yeah, everybody doesn't make that shit. Actually, like, let's be very specific.
95%, bro.
Most people don't make it.
Yeah.
However, you don't know if you're that most. Like, you don't know if you're the person who's going to make it or not. And that's where the intention and consistency comes in like, taking chances and opportunity and being able to, one thing I think everybody needs to fucking learn how to do, myself included, is, like, being able to identify opportunity for yourself. Because, like, sometimes something can smack you in the face and then you have every reason why you should not do it. But sometimes that's, like, the opportunity you need to get to wherever it is you want to go. So, like, I'm not here to tell people to not fight for their dreams or to have a specific time on when they should go for something and when they shouldn't. Like, it's very personal. And then, like, most of it comes down to, like, your belief in yourself. And, like, believing you can do it, but not just, like, believing you can do it on some, like, superficial shit. But, like, believing you can do it because you know that you put in the time and the effort.
And I think we're, like, do you want to say something? No. I think we're, like, having, like, a passion like that, like some kind of artistic passion, you know, like you said, acting, drawing, or like anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I think you can still be, because a lot of people, obviously, you know what I'm saying, we live in like the social media fucking world. Everybody sees that the celebrities or like the really big people that are doing what their passion involves doing or some shit at a very high level, that's like the only level that they want to be at and that's what they see as successful and happiness. I feel like you cannot reach that fucking level and still be happy and still fucking practice your passion every fucking day and still like, and that can be your success. Like, you feel me? Like, people need to stop comparing themselves to like that fucking upper echelon that like is very fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's like 5% of the world, you know what I'm saying?
You gave me my quote for the end of the pod.
Did I?
You did. I'm excited. Hopefully I remember.
What is your top 3? Sorry.
Go ahead.
What is your highlights?
Of 2022?
Yeah.
Ooh. Number 1 would be.
Yeah.
Number 1 would be the half marathon, and I've spoken about that a lot. So y'all should watch the other podcast. Number 2 would be. Alright, this is like super duper superficial. I'm 26. And superficial. Don't even like judge me. And also don't take what I'm saying as like something that is crazy, because it's not. It's like very personal to me. So this year at my job that I work at was the most money that I've made. Superficial, I told y'all, so don't even judge me. Mm-hmm. But I realized that this was also the easiest job that I've ever had.
It's up, nigga.
Not even that, because I definitely want to make a lot more. I'm not saying that I made a like crazy amounts of money, because I definitely did not. But
easiest and the most money,
easiest and the most made me feel some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out exactly, because there's like people who tell you that like sometimes making a lot of money is not necessarily about like how hard you work. Yeah. Maybe it's about your knowledge, how much you know, and like timing.
I don't even think it's sometimes. I fully agree with that shit.
And timing, and so mixing those two together and experiencing it for myself and realizing like, damn, I've worked jobs that were so much harder.
Labor, like back breaking.
So, for real, you feel this, don't you?
Making nothing. Really, like, that shit hit me. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, like, I've worked jobs that were so much harder, and I made like so much less money.
Yeah.
And like, not that shit is about money, because it's really not. But it just made me realize, like, yo,
it makes it easier.
A little bit.
Like, sometimes it's not that hard. And so, granted, that was one of my, just that realization itself. And I haven't figured out what to do with that realization, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just something I've been pondering on, like, maybe there's something to this, because I listen to so many people speak on podcasts, and they always talk about how it's not always about, like, it being the most challenging situation. Sometimes it's just about like what you know and how you apply your knowledge and blah 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 blah. It just made me realize like, oh, okay, so shit doesn't have to be this hard.
I ain't gonna lie, with like jobs like that in the past, like I've hated the motherfuckers.
Bro, I was
me, and I'm like, I know you're not doing shit. I know you're not, and you're making more money.
Let me put it in perspective. My first job was at a fucking cardboard factory. I was making cardboard in a factory that ran 24 hours a day, and I was the boss's daughter. So even then it was a little bit easier. But I had to be out in California cold. But for me, that shit was fucking freezing weather. Taking large, heavy-ass amounts of cardboard, throwing them in a thing that's going to recycle it so that people can like use this cardboard for other shit. But I was probably burning how many ever calories a day, freezing cold. I was working over 8 hours. I only had my 30-minute break, and I was making like $10 an hour. Doing heavy ass fucking labor. And I'm not saying, and don't misconstrue anything I'm saying, because I'm not making crazy amounts of money. All I say is I'm making the most that I've ever made. Yeah. And I'm 26. And so, like, that can mean anything, right?
Congrats.
But
that sounds real good.
I feel like I go to work every day and just kind of, like, it just kind of walks
that's
to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's...
And so it made me realize that, like, sometimes things is not always about how hard you're working and how much labor you're putting in, but sometimes it's about other shit. And so, like, I'm trying to figure out what that other shit is, because I want to be rich. So anywho, that's
I think you already know what it is.
Do I?
Yeah.
It's not what I'm doing now.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think, but I think you. Okay, maybe you have like the.
Do you know what it is, and you want to tell me? Because I don't know.
No, I'm not finna tell you how to fucking get rich. I'm not rich. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying I feel like you know like the potential, at least the beginning potential of what you need to get there. You feel me? Like it's because it's not about backbreaking work, bro. It's not. That's not how you get rich. It's your knowledge.
But that's
and
how
what
you stay
know,
poor.
Bro.
That's how you stay broke.
That's crazy as well.
But so that's number 2, and that's just something I'm pondering on. But at least the fact that the thought is implanted in my mind is something that I'm appreciative of. Number 3 would be we started this podcast in 2022, and granted, like consistency has not been a thing. It hasn't been a thing. I've wanted to do a podcast for a very, 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 very long time.
Radar podcast.
Radar podcast.
1 to 10.
So the fact
Not the starting. I'm saying right now.
we were really sensitive about those first few episodes.
Yeah.
If y'all can't
Let's
tell.
not go there.
So not that. What was I saying? So I wanted to do a podcast for a very long time, and I've always been like mad insecure about doing it. Like, what are people gonna think about my opinion? What are people going to think about the production, the this? Like, there's just so many reasons why you shouldn't do it. So I'm happy that I started it with Alifa. Me and Alifa started it. I'm just
I ain't gonna lie to
happy
you.
that we're doing it, right? And so, like, the podcast, the realization about, like, success, or not even success, specifically money. Because, like, I view success and money to be completely different. You can have a lot of money in the world and not feel successful. You can feel successful and not have a lot of money in the world. So, money, the podcast, and shit. It's the wine. The half marathon, because I show that I'm disciplined. The podcast shows that even if you feel like people out there won't identify with you, like, there are a lot of people out there who feel how you feel. And so the podcast, I'm happy because obviously there's people who are watching it and listening to it who can relate.
It's not
and
zero
the funny
views.
thing, because I'm just sick of stressing, bro.
It ain't 0 views.
Nah, for real.
So shit.
You said what?
I said it's not.
It's not zero views. It's
Yeah.
people who actually relate. And so,
Would
like,
you, question, would you do it if it was 0 views?
hell yeah.
I would too.
I enjoy it.
I ain't gonna lie.
I actually do it because I enjoy
I
it.
I don't really give a fuck about who's watching and what they say or what people think.
Nah, I do it because I really enjoy it. Because honestly, like, 60, 70 views is not a lot. So, like, if we really cared about views, we could really stop this shit now.
Yeah.
If that was, well, maybe not.
Or like we could like, cause I don't think we're like dummy intentional on views neither. Like
No.
we could be like, oh, like each person we see or no, go watch my shit, go watch my shit, go watch my shit. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest,
I haven't been super. Like,
To be-
I just be chilling.
completely honest about how I feel about the podcast is, like, one, I really enjoy doing it. 2, I've never done it before, so a lot of the like recordings that we do, I kind of take as like practice.
Learning experience.
Like, we're getting better, and like we can honestly see that we're getting better. It's not just like a bullshit feeling. Like, we can watch, like he said, pod 1 to pod now. There's a big difference. There's a big difference because those. But go watch them, please. Listen to them so y'all can see growth. And one thing, I'm gonna give credit to the cameraman behind us, or behind the camera.
Me?
Yeah,
You,
him. One thing he told me is because I'm like super anal.
Oh shit! What are you talking? Oh, okay.
It's very light. It's very
Drop-
light. I'm
drop
super
some
anal.
shit.
I didn't want to do it because I was like, people are not gonna like it. The sound quality's bad. The camera quality's bad. We don't have all the good shit. And like, I like shit to be perfect. And he was just like, people like to see growth.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I've been living off of that for the longest. I've been on some like, fuck it if it's not the best. As long as I know that I've done my personal best, people like to see growth. So in 6 months from now, it'll be better than it is now, and people will feel like they discovered something, even though they didn't, because we knew it was dope. That wasn't even my quote, but it was so good. So yeah, those are my 3 things for the year.
Facts. Okay. So I guess let's pivot a little bit to 23.
Oh yeah,
Now?
we're 6 days in.
Well, let me ask what do you guys think about like New Year's resolutions and shit? Let's ask that first.
I don't know. I think that I'm the type of person that will start doing things immediately. If I want to eat better, then I will eat better tonight.
Hold the fuck up.
What?
It's going.
Oh, it is, okay.
I know it tricks me every time.
It stops right there, and that had me fucking crazy because it's
Yeah,
not
I know.
going anymore.
It doesn't look like it. It's just that large of a file though as well that you're
It's not even that large. It's only 56 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. It just wasn't. It wasn't moving. And so I thought you weren't recording, but the time is going.
Oh, okay.
Also, we're at probably like 30% battery. So
Okay.
So yeah,
Well, this is
what do
2023.
you, what do you
6
think
days.
about New Year's resolutions?
So like, generally, I think if you have to wait until, like, I get that people find it easy to wait till something else because it's easy to record that. You know, like it's easy to say, I've been doing this for a month if you start on the 1st, or, you know, it's easy to. But I'm just kind of one of those people. If I don't start right now, well, then what's the point? Like, if I want to get into the gym, I'm gonna go now. If I want to start eating better, I'm gonna go now. If I want to read more, I'm gonna do it now. So I'm kind of like that. Like, I'll set a general theme for a year. So I'll be like, well, I need to trust my intuition more, or I want to just be a better conversationalist, or something like that.
Okay.
Just like a general theme that I can kind of hold. But I mean, having said that, we're in the process of doing vision boards at
That's
home,
yeah.
and I think it's just so cute.
Okay. Go ahead, no,
You're
keep
gonna
going.
hate on me.
No, I'm not.
But I thought that was so cool, and like it also, I think it kind of brings you back to like a goal, that these things are top of mind all the time, so it's easier for you to be like, oh, okay, cool, well, if I'm moving towards that end goal, if I'm moving towards that, then it's easier to make decisions that will have that in mind. You know what I mean? So yeah, I generally don't do New Year's resolutions.
So fuck a resolution, but you made a New Year's vision board.
Yeah, so not one resolution, just like
Yeah, the whole
everything.
fucking board.
A whole board. I wasn't just in my mind. I was like, I'm gonna make this permanent in board form.
I've never made a fucking vision board.
This is my first one. This will be my first one. Yeah, I'm excited. Excited.
What do you think about New Year's resolutions, Kayla?
I have like mixed feelings. Like, I'm kind of like Roxy, where it's just like, and I think it's timing is everything. Like, I would say if it's something you think of on December 26th, fuck it, wait for the new year. But if it's something that you like think of in October, fucking start it in October. Like, you don't have to wait for the new year. Plus, I'm like one of those people who think my new year doesn't start till July 5th, because that's when I was born. So unless I'm starting it then, I'm never starting on the new year. However, I'm not the one that's gonna knock somebody that has a New Year's resolution and who wants to make it easier to record their progress and who's trying to give themselves like prep themselves to start to do something, because for some people that really works. Like, it works for some people 100%, but then for others, and I think that honestly comes down to the person you are. Like, for some people, waiting for the first works. For others, they wait for the first and it doesn't work. For others, waiting on, like, just starting something as soon as you think of it works. For others, like me, I'm kind of anal, so I like to start things with a specific date in mind. Whether it's the first of the year or the first of a month, I like that. I like the way it feels.
Yeah, but not like the 13th.
Not like the 13th. Like, that's weird to me. Like, starting random shit on the 13th is very weird. Like, 1s and 5s makes sense.
Nah, I get you.
And so, like,
I'm with you.
I think it comes down to the type of person you are. Because I don't know how many people in the world really sit there and ponder about something for a day and then start it immediately.
Yeah.
I think those people are few and far between.
Singing.
They might start it on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Or they might start it on Friday, whatever day they might start it on. So, like, I'm against and for it depending on timing. Like, I'm not a hater, but I'm not like, I would never look at a person like, well, wait till New Year's to start it. Like, if that's your goal and that's your plan, like, start it as soon as convenient or as soon as possible.
Yeah.
New Year's is just nice because, like we said, it gives you like a theme, and I like the fact that it's like almost chapters in your life. Like 2023 is a chapter, or 2022 is a chapter, and so forth. And you can kind of look back and see what the theme of that year is.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be like, well, I started late 2022.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's easy
it's
for
like
you.
now 2023 I started doing this shit.
Exactly. So that's easy for you to like remember. But like, nah, I'm not for or against. Like whatever works best for you, and yeah, do that. I'm not a hater though. Like I don't have New Year's resolutions, but I have like New Year's or like things that in this year I might focus on, and we'll talk about that at the end. But I wouldn't consider it a resolution.
I'm a hater.
You a hater? You hate that shit?
Mm-hmm. I think it's
You're the worst. You hate all the cool shit.
I think New Year's resolution is some bullshit.
This guy.
It is. It's some bullshit. Cause it's only so. For me. It's only so few people I can like trust and believe that when they like, okay, 2023, like I'm gonna do this. I'm like, damn, okay. It's only so many few people I'm gonna actually be like, damn, like she's like she really like. Talking her shit like that's really gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say.
I don't. Go ahead.
In 5 minutes, I'm gonna ask him. Cause this is gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask both of them. What's your New Year's resolution? Guarantee you, this nigga got an answer. That's it.
And I will.
Exactly.
And I will. But
Why are you a hater?
But that's what I don't. It's not a lot of people that you know what I'm saying really. I don't know anybody that can tell me their New Year's resolution for 2022 and like they fucking followed through with that shit. I don't know.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's why I think it's some bullshit because like 90% of people is like really on some fuck shit and you really can't. You know what I'm saying? But I think for the people that's really like on that shit and they really like following through, it's like, dude, like go do your shit. Like start 2023, do that shit. Don't do it December 22nd. Nah. 23, 23, bro. You know what I'm saying? I trust you. Like, you know? So it's. But I think one thing about the New Year's too, like you kind of said earlier. What you want to add something there?
Yeah.
But
Trying to get a
I think one thing about 2023 that you kind of hit on a little bit earlier, that it is a kind of like an energy about like the new year, like that first week. You know what I'm saying? Because we're 6 days in. It is a kind of like a energy, some kind of like you feel like you it's like in the air. You feel it like everybody's so like motivated and like so pushed forth, and it kind of like makes you kind of reflect and be like, damn, what do I want to do like in 2023? You know what I'm saying? It kind of exactly. So it does make you think about like the new year and what you want to do and like accomplishing it. So I think it's some bullshit when a lot of people say that they're gonna do this and that, but
that glass heavy.
Cause that shit heavy.
Hey, that glass do hold more than what you anticipate.
But I don't feel like I've never made a New Year's resolution, you know. But I'm making one this year.
I never made a resolution. I've kind of had like themes that I've been thinking about all year, and then kind of like just carried it to the next year. But like for what you said, like I've never sat there, but like, this is my New Year's resolution. Yeah.
So
fuck that.
I guess I agree with for real. But I guess I do agree with y'all with like the themes and stuff, because it is. I mean, because it's a new year, it just makes you reflect, bro. You do like it's regardless.
That's true.
It makes you reflect. So like as I reflected, as I'm reflecting, it is like some key points in my life or like within myself that I do want to like hit on or like grow on or you know what I'm saying, or work on and shit like that. So I guess in a way that is kind of like you know what I'm saying, participating in the New Year's resolution-esque kind of thing. You feel me?
You're just not corny about it.
Right, exactly. I'm just not corny about it. That's perfect. But
so
yeah.
Can I ask a question? So my next question, because we're probably wrapping up soon, is I know we just did all this shit on New Year's resolutions, but what is your New Year's resolution? Start with Alifa, or we can start with Roxy. We can start with Roxy.
No, he was just talking about
What's your New Year's resolution? Or even if you don't have one, like fuck it, let's make one right now and see what it is.
And then at the end of the year, you can kind of come back.
We can come back, and that's like the cool thing about doing a podcast is you can always come back and be like, nah, nigga, you said that.
I'm not saying that shit, no.
He's gonna say it.
Nah, but I'm gonna start working out again.
Cat.
I remember when you were. Yo,
You be the nigga packing the gym up, bro.
Alifa was working out for like a good,
like,
3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
Fuck no. Like,
do you remember?
Close
This
to a
nigga,
year.
was it a year?
Oh,
No,
really?
because I tracked, it's within that
Y'all was
year.
playing basketball hella?
Nah, within that year, I gained like 15, 20 pounds.
I would say he was looking
you was
fucking big.
swole. I was like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
but it's the only reason I stopped is because I hurt my shoulder though. You feel me?
I remember.
You feel me? And I don't like getting into the gym and then stopping, getting into the gym and then stopping. So I'm just gonna completely stop. But
So
once
you just
I
waited
start
till
again,
January 1st.
once I start, man, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. But once I start again, which I'm about to in a week or two for real. It might be next week. You never know. But once I start, you feel me? We in it. Like that's it. But yeah, I'm gonna start working out again.
And we gonna hold him to that for the end of the year when we do our 2024 recap. We're gonna see if this nigga has gained.
That's totally. My goal is to, cause like I'm around like 170, 168. You know what I'm saying? But my goal is like 180, 185.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a solid weight for me. I think that's straight. I'm stay.
We're gonna do a video where Alifa steps on the scale next pod. We're gonna show y'all, and then like in 2024, we're gonna do another pod.
For real, I'm gonna gain
scale.
like 15 pounds.
Hey, ain't gonna lie. You jack at that point.
Huh?
You jack. You pretty
But
big.
yeah, but
Yeah, it's true.
I'm moving forward though. You feel me? So that, and then just continuing like the theme that I focused on in 2022, just about like self and like self improvement and like focusing on like what's good for me and what I enjoy. Bro, I'm trying to explore and like figure out more passions, bro. That shit's so fucking hard. Like you never know what have you ever wondered like because I personally believe and feel like every person that was like born, they have some kind of gift in something specific and like, you know what I'm saying, that they're really, really good at and they excel at like over everybody else. And I don't know yet what that is for me, you feel me? So I feel like just exploring things and like uncovering like passions, bro. So that, yeah. It's Roxy's turn.
No, I just want to say, first off, Alifa.
Okay.
Kayla. I just want to say that's dope.
Appreciate it.
That's all. And I think that you can do it. I've seen you be consistent in the gym, so obviously you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know that you are somebody who tries to, like you said earlier, like you just go out, you try to find new things, do new things, experience new things. So I think like those are the key elements that you need to find in a new passion.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say like I believe in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, okay, you're being dramatic.
Alright. I suppose like my general themes for this year.
She doesn't want to use the word resolution. Kayla.
Alright.
Isn't that what you asked?
I did ask what's your resolution.
Okay.
Alright.
What's your
Alright.
themes for the year?
Just making sure.
Resolutions are to, I suppose, post like actual stuff more consistently on the YouTube, like my monologues and stuff like that. And also get some other shit sorted with my like visa and stuff.
You hear the accent now?
No, I didn't hear it. Come on.
Because y'all was like, we don't really hear that.
Because I walked in like 20 seconds. I just
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I want to focus more on like my passion, like how to do that. Also, I want to travel more.
Yeah.
I love
me too.
traveling. It makes my heart happy.
That's a fact. Wait, what were the places that you traveled in 2022?
Just kind of like local places, honestly. Like
But they're not that local for you since you're
no
an immigrant.
no for sure.
Immigrant has a crazy.
You know what's funny?
Crazy
She's been hinting at like you not being like from the U.S. the whole podcast. It's funny as fuck. Like,
bro,
like,
I just be talking shit.
Like when she was talking about 8th grade or some shit.
Yeah.
No, she was like, oh, you probably didn't have PE.
Well, I don't know what the
Yo,
fuck.
bro, like what the fuck?
I don't know what the
Okay.
8th grade was like for you if you had PE.
You can continue
I'm
though.
gonna say true story.
Yeah, yeah, so like I love so in 2022 I went to like Asheville for the first time because everyone keeps telling me that I'll like it in
I've never
Asheville.
been, but yeah.
You should go. Like I was like, I don't know, it's a hippie.
I think Asheville was what she told me about, and it was super hippie.
Yeah,
and everybody's
like
on acid and
yeah.
like shit
You
like
just
that.
walk around and people are like, whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, like dropping
Wearing
mushrooms.
shrooms.
Yeah.
I said they have to be lit as fuck on like a Saturday night. There's just no way.
Oh, I imagine so. But it's like, but shrooms, I imagine, isn't necessarily like, isn't necessarily like a party vibe. From everyone I've spoken to, it's more like a chill. Oh, look at that, it's beautiful. And like,
But
So
you haven't. You
feeling.
said everybody you spoke to. You haven't tried it. You haven't tried
I
it.
actually haven't. I
Would you?
I would.
Okay.
Legally.
Definitely.
You said legally.
Legally. But okay,
did.
so when we went to Amsterdam, that was something that I was like, vibes. I want to do this. We just
Yeah.
never had the opportunity to.
Amsterdam seems
But that's
lit.
what we
Oh, it was
Right.
so dope, bro. It was like
That's
we went to I have when we went there, I smoked way too much,
Yeah.
and I almost had like a weed hangover the next day. I
It's
was
crazy.
like,
A green out
"Man."
is crazy.
Yeah, and we went to because we were only there for like a short period of time, and we went to like the red light district,
Yeah.
and it was so cool, like to see something that's completely different from anything that I've ever seen before. So that was dope. I enjoyed that.
That's how Amsterdam. I've never traveled to Amsterdam, but definitely on the list.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
No, it's
So where else you traveled?
I've been to Portugal. In my face. Alright. I've been to Portugal.
Ooh, Portugal.
I heard that. She's Portuguese.
I am. I'm Portuguese. Yeah.
So
So
you've been home.
I have. I've been home. I've been to Germany. I've been to Prague. And
Wait, I said 2022.
Oh, 2022.
This is your whole life?
No, yeah, that's my off.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
fuck. That's lit though.
Yeah.
Keep going though. Don't even. Just keep going. Life, yeah.
Life.
Yeah.
All right.
Travel.
Let's see.
Life.
Mauritius. Mauritius is cool. It's like a
Mar-
little
what?
island.
Mauritius?
Yeah, Mauritius.
Where's that?
It's like an island off of South Africa.
Okay.
It's really cute.
Cute.
Yeah, it's like it was part of like a French colony, so they all speak like some kind of
They all
like
speak
French
French.
Creole.
Mm-hmm.
Battery's almost dead.
Hmm?
Battery's almost dead.
Okay,
Oh.
well, resolutions.
Okay.
Finish it. You done?
Uh,
What was your resolution? Oh, visa and
Yeah. visa
Traveling.
and
Travel.
traveling
Anything else?
and the acting stuff.
Okay.
New Year's resolutions is to be, and I only can do this with Alifa, you guys. So in the comments, please tell Alifa that we need
To
to
be.
be more consistent
Oh.
with our potting. I'm happy that we started it last year. That was like kind of a theme, I guess. I don't know, but
Okay.
this year, this is just be a little bit more consistent with potting. But honestly, just consistent in everything.
We can do that. We
Just
can
be
do
a little bit more consistent in everything that I do. Second thing is more travel. Third thing is once again it's very superficial, but to make more money.
That's-
Even before, because every year as an adult I've made a little bit more, so I just want to keep that trend going. So yeah, it's very superficial. I get it, guys, but fuck y'all. That's what I like. And like if I'm saying that I want to travel more, then the obvious thing would be I have to make more money.
Yeah.
So like I don't even want to hear bullshit about anything that I say about money because it's very necessary. So make more money, travel more, and be more consistent with the podcast. Also, it's been my resolution for the past 2 years or 3 years, and 1 year I did accomplish it, but I do want another 4-pack.
Okay.
That's it.
Throwing that in there. I
Trying to
definitely
get a
want
little
to add.
sexier.
Definitely want to
Yeah.
add traveling to my. I'm going to Las Vegas this year.
So guys, I do have a quote to leave us off with, but also I just want to say that me and Alifa have promised to be freaking more consistent next year, and so with that being said, that means we will still be here next year. We are going to do a recap on if we accomplish things that we want to accomplish this year, next year. I don't know if that made sense, but
We
fuck
got
it.
you.
Quotes. Alifa, you have anything? And Roxy, I know you're a guest, but do you have anything that you would like to
She's
say?
trying to buy her time to look.
I don't know if I said this one. I have one already.
Oh, you got. Go ahead. Or you want to go last?
I didn't say no. I can go first. I don't mind because it's not that good. I had one earlier in the pod that I can't remember, so I'm just going off my list. And this is pretty basic. Y'all know I work for Peloton. Y'all know I ride for Peloton because it's a bike. I ride for Peloton. But also, I just think that Peloton's amazing. We have some amazing instructors, and one of the instructors, Alex Toussaint, he said a quote that's very simple, and I think that we should all in 2023 live for it. He says, "Those who can, must." So y'all can pretty much figure out what that means. That means if you're capable of doing it, and it's your goal, what the fuck is stopping you? I like that. I like that.
I think it's cool.
It's just on my list.
I like it.
You said you didn't like it? Fuck you.
I said, like, what the hell?
I was just I don't like that. Alright. That's my quote. Those who can must, Alex Toussaint.
That's right.
Wow. That shit
Shout out to
almost
that
makes me
nigga
not
Alex.
want to say anything else.
He doesn't have a quote, y'all.
No, I have one, but that was good. I like that.
Because it gives you no room for, bullshitting. It's like, if you can do it, do that shit.
Yeah. You know what?
Simple.
We're going to let Kayla have this shit.
No, I want to
That's
hear your
it.
quote.
Nah, that's it.
I would love to hear Alifa's quote.
Nah, that shit was
Would you
heavy.
love to hear Alifa's quote?
I'd love to.
Oh my fucking god. Alright.
Alifa makes these quotes up
Let
off the
your
top.
action go above your excuses.
Oh my goodness.
Because
Alright.
this is the thing. Alex Toussaint says those who can must, and you have a quote, and you can share it. So you
But
must.
I'm just saying, the spot, I don't want to, you feel me? I feel like, alright, fuck it. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it was very similar to what I was speaking on, this podcast, you feel me? I feel like just explore yourself this year, man. Or it doesn't even have to be this year, just in general, bro. Explore yourself and figure out who you are even more. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that, haven't even reached or, don't know, what their passions are, you know what I'm saying? What they really fucking enjoy. Deep dive into yourself, bro. I think that's it. It's not really a quote, but it's like a
So
statement.
Michael Phelps, yourself.
Michael Phelps
Deep dive.
into yourself.
I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, facts. That's it.
Roxy, you have a quote. Our guest,
You gotta-
because we don't get to hear from you
yeah.
often, so you better
Yeah,
leave
you,
us with
you
something
can end
fucking
it off.
crazy.
We don't know when you'll be back. You might not be back. We'll talk about it. Me and Kayla.
We'll talk about it.
Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
So if I'm not back, then I was shit.
This is your lasting impression.
Yeah.
Alright. Putting me on the spot. Alright, well, I kind of said it in passing, but I suppose that's the thing. Let your actions be greater than your excuses.
Ooh.